Hello, Pascal, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Paul. So thank you very much for this opportunity to speak to our distributors and guests. I also want to thank Paul. You know, every time I speak to Paul, he's either in Kampala, Uganda, or he's in Nairobi, or he's in Dar es Salaam. He's always somewhere on transit to do a meeting for us, so we really appreciate. Today, Paul is in Kampala, Uganda. That's why I think the network is not very stable. That's why his video is not on. So, Paul, we really appreciate the work that you do for us and for the company and all the distributors in the East African region. As Paul has said, my name is Pascal Oloo. I am trained as a civil engineer. Originally, I come from Kenya. I've been in South Africa for the last 26 years. And the reason why my wife and I left Kenya is to come and look for a better life, to study. You know, when I was growing up, my father used to say, son, go to school, get a good education, and when you do, life will be very good. You see, that advice was very correct in those days. But as things have changed, and because of technology, because the way companies and businesses are finding more efficient ways to do business, your qualifications matters little. What companies and businesses are looking for, can you deliver the goods or the products? So when you came to South Africa, I enrolled to do a postgraduate course at University of Witwatersrand to do a postgraduate course in construction management. But when I finished, I remember I approached my boss for a salary increase, but that was not to be. And I got quite frustrated because I had spent additional $4,000 and 2 more years to get a postgraduate qualification, but that was not translated into an increase in income. If that was investment, it was very, very poor investment. So I started working, and remember the first salary I got when I came to South Africa, 33% of my salary went to tax. And I remember telling Betty that, look, it looks like we're earning the same income that we were earning when I was in Kenya, and it doesn't make sense. So I discovered that 2 things happen in life when you increase your income. One, something called progressive income tax. The more money you earn, the higher the tax you pay if you're an employee. Number 2 is that something called inflation. You see, if you want to really know what inflation is, take a basket of goods this year, buy the same basket of goods next year, it will give a very clear reflection of what inflation actually is. What the news tell you and governments tell you, I don't think that is an accurate reflection of what inflation is. So that's Betty and myself. That picture was taken about 8-9 years ago. And Betty and I have been in this business just over 20 years. And the real reason why we started this business is simple, just a bit of extra money. But when I discovered the power of this business, that this business could actually transform our lives, I started to put a lot of energy in the business. I studied the business, about the products, about the business system. And after building the business for 3 years, what we're earning from the business is 3 times my salary, and then I quit my job. So if you're a guest, just pay attention, understand what the business model is, go back to the person who invited you, they will show you how to get started. And if you put your heart and mind in the business, you're going to be successful. But what is this business about? Before I describe what this business is about, I want to share with you a few ideas. There are 4 ways that people use to generate income. One of them is called a job. That is when you work for somebody and they pay you a salary at the end of the month. Now, a long time ago, jobs was very secure. But in the modern world, job security is something which I think is a myth, in the sense that businesses and companies have found more efficient ways to generate income with less people, but using technology, they can generate more goods and services. The other challenge with their job is that there's a lot of internal politics, and people stab each other in the back to get ahead in the workplace. And I think what most people really dread to hear in the workplace is one day you go to the office and you're told, I'm sorry, we no longer need your services. Those are very dreadful words. The second way that people use to generate income is called self-employment. That is when somebody takes their money or their savings or capital, You start a business to provide a service to the public in return for the money they pay you. But the challenge is, if this business depends on your physical presence, it means if you're not there, there's no money comes in. Or if you want to take leave, if you want to go somewhere, attend to family issues, go for holidays, you have to employ somebody to do what you do, but it has to be somebody you trust. The third way that people use to generate income is called big business. That is people who employ huge capital, employ a lot of people, but you see with a lot of employees also you have a lot of labor issues and headaches. Okay? This way of generating income is available only to very few people who can actually command a lot of capital to build their businesses. The fourth way that people use to generate income is called investment. That is when you have money which is over and above your daily requirements or your needs that you want to put in a business or something that gives you a return on your capital or investment. But you need two other things to be able to do that. One of them is knowledge and the other one is skill. You need to be able to know how do you identify the business or a project that will give you a high return on the money that you are going to invest. There's a fifth way that which is not available to the ordinary person like you and I. These are people like professional sports people, musicians, authors, people who have got extraordinary skill and talent to generate income. But the question is this: is there an ideal business? Do you have a criteria which you can use to say that this is an ideal business for building wealth? I think it needs to have the following elements. One is that they need very low capital to start the business. In our company, we need between $60 and $80 to start a global business. Why global? Because the company has already built infrastructure for you to build a business in over 50 countries. The second criteria for to determine how to build wealth is you need to get involved in goods and distribution of goods and services. Why? Because people need them. The third element is you need to have a global reach. If you start a business that people only in your neighborhood can get access to, then your income is going to be limited to those number of people who can visit your premise. Our company does business in 50 countries around the world. In Africa, we're doing business in 14 countries. And in Africa alone, those 14 countries have a population base of 450 million people. So we still have a very large population base to address. The fourth element is called leverage. What is leverage? Leverage is when you find a way to multiply your time, your efforts, and the monies you use to generate income, and you cooperate with other people to increase your penetration or to increase your market size. Examples of people who use leverage are people like banks or retail shops or fast food restaurants. And the reason why they open branches is because they want to leverage their skills and their services. That is simply what leverage is. Leverage simply means you cooperate with other people to use their energy, their time, and their money to generate more income. The fifth element is you need to get involved in consumable products. And for a very simple reason, consumable product has repeat sale. Repeat sale simply means that if somebody buys a product today, at the end of the month, they're going to buy the same product because the product is used and it's finished. An example is soap, an example is food supplements, skincare and beauty care products. These are things that people use, and when it's finished, they buy some more. The sixth element is you need a business system. And this is very crucial for a business to grow and succeed, because if you start a business and you want to have global penetration, you are not going to be able to be physically present where your business is being conducted all the time. So what do? You build a system that replaces you as the owner of the business, so that you teach your employees or your colleagues to use the system, and the business grows with or without your physical presence. For example, this business, there are very many distributors. There are very many people who've got business in several countries. Betty and I have business in over 8 countries around Africa, Europe, and the USA, where people in those countries do business even in our absence. And that is really, I find, very exciting about this business. And the last element is timing. Timing is very critical for any business at all, or any idea, because if the timing is incorrect, your business does not gain traction. 2 things that have happened in the last 2 or 3 years that has really made our business, the timing really correct. One is because of COVID. Because of COVID, people have come to the realization of the need for good nutrition, and therefore the sale of vitamins and minerals has really gone through the roof. The other thing that has happened because of the COVID, many people have lost their jobs. In fact, by end of August last year, almost 220 or 230 million people around the globe lost their jobs. What does that tell you? That tells you that there are very many people who are looking for ways to generate additional income. Okay? So, what is network marketing? Network marketing is a system of distribution of goods and services. It's a very unique system because first, it's very, very efficient. The companies that manufacture products don't spend money in marketing or advertising or paying retailers or wholesalers. They get independent people like myself who distribute their products on their behalf in return for the commission that they would have paid advertising companies or middlemen. So network marketing is a system of distribution of products. They cut out the middleman. We don't have advertising in our business. We do advertising by word of mouth. For most products in the market, the advertising budget can go as high as 50% of the cost of the product. And who pays for this? It's the customer. So what our company has done, we said, okay, let's put this money aside. Let's get individuals who advertise the products for us by word of mouth. So the money we would have paid these advertising companies is what we pay to these people who advertise the products for us. The products are explained to customers directly in person so that they get more information about the products. We are only paid when you successfully refer customers to the product. That means when a customer buys or makes an order for a product, that's when we are paid. The products are researched and developed on your behalf. That means, although you're in business for yourself, you're not in business by yourself. You see, for example, one of the large retail companies that we have in South Africa or in the rest of Africa is called Shoprite Checkers. They sell a whole range of things. They sell soap, they sell magazines, they sell cooking things. But you see, they are not employed by companies that makes these products. They are simply distributing these products on behalf of those companies. We use the same principles. I am not employed by Neolife. I am an independent distributor, and so I market the products on their behalf. But Neolife has come to an agreement with me to build infrastructure and support my business by creating warehouses, manufacturing the products, putting systems in 50 countries around the world, and my job is simply to market the products. There are no qualifications required in this business except 3 items. 1, you need to have a desire for success. 2, you need to work very hard. 3, you need to be teachable. That means you need to be able to have the willingness to learn how the business is built. And this dream was started by a man called Jerry Brasfield at the age of 19. When he was a teenager, he had very, very serious asthma, and his mother brought him natural remedies. And when his life or health improved, he decided to share this idea with the rest of the world. Little did he know that this company would grow from that small town in California called Porterfield and become a global business operating in 50 countries. But why has it lasted all these years? Neolife has lasted all these years because we believe in some basic corporate principles. 1, absolute integrity and honesty. We need to tell the truth about our products and about our business to the public, to the customers and people we deal with. The second one is the most important resource in our business is people. The third one is products that work. The company spends a lot of money and a lot of time to make sure you've got first-class products that are manufactured and developed. The fourth element is equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody who joins the business joins at exactly the same level. And how do you grow in the business? How hard you work and build a large team of distributors. And the last one is you need to have a long-range vision. We recommend to you that when you start this business, have a 2 to 5 year horizon. Within that period, we believe that if you work the business properly, you'll become financially independent. That means that if the income from your current source of income stops, this business can sustain your family. Neolife started in 1958 in the USA. In Africa, it came in 1971 in South Africa. Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, 96 and 97. And if you're a guest, this business has finally come to your doorstep. Okay? Now, why do people start this business? People start this business for very many different reasons. One is that they want a better life for their children, or they want to buy houses or build their dream homes. They want to buy dream cars. Some people want to buy holiday homes or go for holidays. Some people just want to make an extra cash. Some people want to be physically fit. So people have got different reasons for starting the business. And if you're a guest, the question I'd like to put to you is, what is your dream? What is the reason why you want to start this business? What is it that you've always wanted to do, but because you've never had the opportunity to create the income to be able to enable you to do those things, what is it that you want to do? Okay, so you're going to partner with a company called Neolife. It's got experience of more than 60 years, operating in 50 countries, and is supported by the Scientific Advisory Board, whose job is to do research and develop the products. Which products? We've got 4 ranges. The first range is the cleaning range. It's called a golden home care range. Things for cleaning your bathroom, your kitchen, your toilet, your carpets, your tiles, anything in your home that you like, that you can use water to clean your home, you will get it in our company. The second range of products is the personal care range of products. That is hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion. The third range is called the nutrients organics, things that you use to make your skin look fresh and smart. The largest organ in your body is your skin. The fourth range of products is health supplements. Now, this is the highest selling range of our business because people know that if your health is finished, your mission in life is finished. We say that your health is your wealth. There is no point of having a lot of money, but you spend all of it in the 5-star hospital. Okay? So, the nutrition is a very important element of our business. Now, how does the business work? The business works when you get engaged in what we call the 3 daily success habits, things we do every single day to grow our business. What are those? The first one is using the products. The first thing we do when you start this business is use the products. Why? Because you're supporting your own business. 2, you want the people you speak to have faith in you because you're also using the products and you can share your experience with them. All right? So you use the product. Now, because Neolife is registered in over 50 countries around the globe, the company uses the point value system to measure the business size. But let's say you're using 100 points worth of products. 100 points is roughly $150 or $160 in monetary terms. So you use 100 PV. The next thing you do in our business is you share the business opportunity. That means that you introduce other people to be users and promoters of the products. Okay, let me say you introduce 6 people to join you as distributors. These people, what do? They also use the products. If the 6 people plus yourselves give you 700 PV, if you do that, you become a manager in our business, and your retail profit and bonus is about $45 a month. The next thing you do is you start teaching the people you introduce to the business to do what you do. Let me say the person on the top right corner introduces 2 people, and those 2 introduce 2 each. You'll have built a 700 PV unit, plus the other 6 gives you 1,300. You become a senior manager and your income is about $90 a month. The next thing is you start teaching the people you brought into the business to do or replicate or duplicate what you do. Okay, so if you have 6 people doing 700, that's 4,200, plus your own is 4,300, you become a director. Your income is about $580 to $700. It could be more or less depending on the volume that your team has generated, the volume of business. Okay, the next thing is you share the product. What does that mean? Sharing the product means that the people who are not interested in the business as distributors become your customers. And because they're not registered, you make a net profit from from the product they buy from you. The third thing you do in our business, which we recommend that you really need to spend time doing, is personal development. Personal development simply means that you take time to learn how to become a leader in the business through training and support and personal development material. You attend seminars, conferences, listening to CDs, reading books, so that you become a better leader, a better person, having product knowledge so that you can share knowledge with our customers about what the products do. But you see, some people would like to earn a bit more than just $700. If you want to earn more money in the business, make sure that the people you've introduced to the business, you help them to become directors. If you help one more person become a director and your business grows to what you call Sapphire level, your income is about $1,000 a month. If you have 3 people who become directors in your organization, your income goes to about $2,000 a month. If you help 6 people become directors in your group, your income goes to about $5,000 a month. So the limit to amount of money you can earn in this business just depends on how big a team of people who use the products that you build. So I would like to hand over back to Paul to invite our guests to share their story with us. Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, Pascal, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for that presentation. As always, we really appreciate, all the training that you normally bring to us, and though you normally present the opportunity in a very simple way for people to be able to understand. So I believe our guests on the call today, you've been able to get 1 or 2 things out of the presentation that Pascal has been able to give us. Definitely will not be able to understand everything today. So that is why you have a person who invited you on this call, and this person is going to give you more information on how you can continue to, how you can be able to get to understand more about the opportunity. But today, I hope that at the end of the meeting, you'll be able to join us, and we'll be able to be in a better place to be able to take you through what we do. So our guest speaker today is ready, and is a gentleman that is quite excited about the opportunity of Neolife. He's sharing this opportunity in a very big way here in Uganda, and especially western part of Uganda. And he joined this opportunity when he was pretty young. He's still young today, but I just want to bring him so that he can be able to share his story. He's a Sapphire director in the business. His name is Dennis Tumushabe, and he's going to be able to take us through his story today. Dennis, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Dennis, I can hear you. Thank you so much. Welcome to our meeting. Go ahead and share your story with our listeners today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Paul and Mr. Pascal, for taking us through this presentation. Every time I listen to Mr. Pascal, I get energized. My name is Dennis Tumushabe. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning, wherever you are. My name is Dennis Tumushabe, and as Mr. Paul has said, I am calling in from western part of Uganda. I am married to Rachel, and God has blessed us with 2 children. Our firstborn is Esther, is actually making 6 years. And our secondborn is called Elijah. It's actually making also 6 months. And Rachel and I went to school and we all finished. I met Neolife at the time I needed it because I'm actually, Rachel joined me when I was already in the business. So I met Neolife in my senior 6 vacation. That was 2009. I am a firstborn in the family of 4. We lost our dad. So we grew up with, we grew up in a humble family. So in my vacation is when I met a guy who shared with me this opportunity. And as Pascal has said, you don't have to understand everything today. I remember this gentleman shared with me, he said, you'll be able to get, he told me he joined an international company. And I asked him, how am I going to benefit? He told me you'll be making daily profits. And at the end of the month, the company will be giving you a commission. That is all I got. That was enough for me to actually get started. As I've told you, I come from a humble family. Going to school was not easy. Actually, my high school, I was lucky to get a Canadian family paying for me. It paid for me from senior 1 up to senior 6. So I had no money for campus. That's the time when this gentleman shared with me this. So that time, I had many reasons to start this business because my big reason to start this business, I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go to campus and there was no money at home. In fact, after this gentleman explaining to me, I got excited, went and told my mother. My mother was very negative about this because she actually told me about 5 people who had started and failed. I said, Mommy, no problem. She actually read names of people who started and failed. I said, Mommy, no problem. Those failed. Among the people you have read, there is no Tumushabe Dennis. I will do it. Of course, she could look for them for the startup for the startup fee for me to get started, but she was very negative. I actually sold off my phone. Some of you are in this call and you already have a smartphone worth maybe $500 or $100. Me, I had a phone. By then, I had bought it on a UTL promotion. There is a telecom company here for the government called UTL. I had bought it at about 80,000 Uganda shillings. That's 80,000 Uganda shillings. I wanted to convert it, but take the Uganda shillings. And I sold it. And of course, they gave me about 60,000 Uganda shillings. I went and lied. One of my uncles prepared a very good lie. I will forever be grateful for this uncle of mine. He actually gave me the balance. And that's how I started. And I was taught it is very simple. Use. I started, of course, at that time I was young. I was in my 20s. And I started with soap. I started with G1 Roundry and LDC. So I started demonstrating products. I was told use, after using, share. And I started with the people I knew, my OPs and OGs, my relatives and what I would share with some of them. They would say I'm running mad. Some would encourage me. Some would discourage me. And I started. I would actually go home. Like I am from a meeting. I've been in a meeting and they have told me it is possible, you can do it. I go home. I also come from a humble a family that is extended. And I have brothers of my age, like 4. I grew up with them. They were very negative. So I would go to the training and they tell me it is possible, you can do it. I go home and people, and these guys laugh at me. One time I didn't have transport. And I walked around from home to where we had the training. It was about, I think, it's 4 kilometers. I walked 4 kilometers. I didn't have transport. That time we used to have trainings in the evening, and it rained. I had no transport. Now I had torn shoes. My shoes were torn down, so I had to walk in mud, in rain. You know, I don't know whether you have ever been hit by rain and your feet turns white. So I was from the training, and I found these guys at home, and they were laughing at me. You see, this guy is just there. You know, they talked of all sorts of things, but I was very determined because I actually attended the meeting, and they told me I saw people that had changed their lives, and I said I would do it. In my first month of business, sharing with people, I remember the company gave me a commission of 17,550. That's about, I think, about $4 or $5. I was very excited, very excited. I shared with some of the people that said yes. I remember I sold LDC and G1, and I made a profit of about 60,000 Uganda shillings in my first month. By the way, when I got a check of 17,550, that time the company was giving us checks. In fact, in my mind, I went and wrote, one day I am going to get 1.755 million shillings. And I continued. Well, I have a friend of mine, when I got that check, me was very excited. I have a friend of mine who works with one of the commercial banks in Kampala, and is my OB. I told him, man, the business I started has started giving me money. And he asked me, how much is that? He asked me, how much is that? And I told him, man, my first commission was 17,550. He said, is that Uganda shillings or dollars? Of course, if it was dollars, it would be much. I said Uganda shillings. And this guy told me, Dennis, the house girl, the house help is even better than you. That's what that gentleman told me. And my mother, me, I was very excited. And you see, this business actually built on excitement. I shared with my mother about this business, about what I had got, and he said, now, if you had stayed here and slashed this compound, and the guy that takes money for the compound and be the one to take it. And you know, actually, those words would encourage me to show them that it is possible. I continued doing this business. Actually, I went to the university and filled the university forms when this business had not even given me $50. But my mind was set. I had seen people that had done this business. My mind was set. I knew that I was going to do this business, and I became successful. And that's how I started. Ladies and gentlemen, to make my story short, this business has been able to educate me. This business has not only educated myself, I have been able to support my brothers and sisters. One of my sisters is done with the university. My brother is actually in Makerere. My brother is in Makerere doing mechanical engineering. Is in his third year. Our other sister also is in the first year, and all that money is coming from this business. Someone who started looking for school fees today, as I speak, I am actually talking from our house. We have built our first house in a place where poor people don't build there. Number one, you must have a plan. You don't just wake up. There is a design of there is a design of the area. Today, someone who didn't have the money to join in Neolife, I am talking from my house. If we rent out this house today, a minimum they can give us monthly is about 1 million Uganda shillings. You know, that is the house we stay in today. That money has come from this business. Today, together with my wife, we've been able to buy some properties around, to have some plots of land, you know, out of this business. Our daughter, as I had a very serious school fees challenge, I said, God, our children should go to the best school. I will tell you, my daughter is in the best kindergarten in Western Uganda. Actually, their school has a branch in Kampala. And of course, Uganda schools, apart from international schools, Uganda schools have a have been closed. But my daughter has been studying for their school. They have been on Zoom studying. She's in Mbarara at home on a laptop studying when the teachers are in Kampala. I am working so hard because I want her to go to South Africa to study her university. And I am seriously working on it. And I'm telling you that because I know you'll ask me. And by telling you, that makes me work even harder. Today, today I started looking for fees. Let me actually tell you, if you're on this call and you think COVID. By the way, if you're on this call and you're crying of money, you cry alone. Me, I stopped talking about money. Money. There's no money. If you're crying, cry alone. If you're in Uganda, you look at how number plates are changing. You will know that the only person who doesn't have money is you. Today we are working so hard with my wife. We are seriously working. Why? Because actually we have a 10-year project together with my wife. And this 10-year project is going to cost us above 1.2 billion shillings. It started in 2019. And it's going to end in 2029. And on this 10-year project, we are buying 20 acres of land. The 20 acres of land we have already paid 30%. On that 20 acres of land, we want there a country home. Where we have built it's a town, and it is growing very fast. And me, I do not love towns. I love when I'm in my bed sleeping. I only want animals to make noise for me, birds, not cars and what. So we are working in about 3 years. I want to be driving at least 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers from the village coming to town to work. So on that 20 acres of land, we are going to have a country home. We are going to have some dairy cows that can give us a daily income. We are going to have a fish pond. We are also going to put a guest wing where our rich friends can come. Like one of the weekends, they can come and we'll be there, slaughter cows, eat fish, enjoy. That's the kind of life we are looking at. One of our goals is that we want to work. By the time we, like me, I have about six years to actually hit 40 years. I don't want to be working for money. I want to be rich by the time when you don't have money, you even grow old very fast. When you have, let me give you an example. I know someone who has cancer and has HIV. But of course, God is number one. But this person is actually going nowhere. Why? He gets first-class treatment. She uses most of the supplements, but you get such kind of challenges when you're poor. You will not survive. Cancer, HIV, when you're poor. She gets every kind of treatment she wants because she has money. I can tell you, yes, we are all going to die, but I want to tell you money can prolong this. That I have discovered. You can't sleep on an empty stomach and you're sick and you think you're going to survive. No. So we need to make money. Because of seriously taking this, I have taken this business seriously. Let me tell you about my OB. My OB who works with one of the commercial banks. He laughed at me when I got a check of 17,550. My commission today, ladies and gentlemen, my commission pays with my 1 month commission pays him 4.5 months, and he's a very busy banker. He leaves home. In fact, he leaves home by 5. He goes back home at 9. You produce children and they don't know the father. But I have the freedom. I do whatever I want. If I want to go to my office, I go to my office at any time I want. I leave at any time I want. That's the freedom Neolife has given us. Let me tell you, when my wife told me one time I think we were in Intercontinental Hotel. And she told me, Dennis, I thank God for having given me the husband of my dream. Why? She has been in all those 5-star. She has traveled. Make a wife a better husband. By the way, you become a better wife, a better husband when you have the money. Today we are dreaming big. Today we are excited. You know, let me give you an example. The last time I had an old man at my office, and this guy is actually, he's he wanted supplements, and the Mzee doesn't have money. This Mzee doesn't have money, and I said, you know what? He has actually eight sons. I said, write them, and I called them. He wrote them. And I said, now I start with, so he said, now these ones don't call them. You only call this one that is in Entebbe. This one normally helps me. I said, oh God, we surely need to look for money. Imagine you among the sons and your father is saying, even if you don't call these ones. Whenever I meet such kind of people, they encourage me to work harder. The other day was from Ishaka. I was from Ishaka. And I normally don't like actually traveling alone in a car. I found a gentleman on the road, and I stopped and put him. He's a retired civil servant, and I asked him. No, now as we are sharing, I asked him, what is your health plan? And this gentleman frankly told me, my children are my insurance. If I fall sick, if they don't come to pick me, I'll stay here. What disturbed my mind was, he said, if my shoes I need other shoes. If they don't see that the shoes are worn out, I'll stay with this. I said, oh God, I do not want such kind of old life. When he wants to change on a diet, he has to make a phone call. Hello, my son, I need this. These people force me to work harder at this time. I can tell you, you'll be, when you have money today, your grandchildren are not going to come home when you don't have money. To do what? To eat what? They can only come home. They can only come to see you when you have a lot of money. So that's what Neolife has been able to transform our lives. My mother, who was very negative, today is very positive. You know, she has a business. Sometimes she is broke and she calls me, hello, Denny, I'm my son. Can you look for me like 4 million shillings? And I don't disturb her. When she asks, I must make sure I get the money and give her. Now today, when she's with her friends, she say, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you have no respect even in your home when you don't have money. Your wife looks at you and said, oh God, how did you make this mistake to give me this broke man? Even your parents you do not have respect when you don't have money. So we must fight to look for money. If you're on this call and you're very young, if you do not have the startup capital, it is very little, Uganda shilling, very little, as low as, let me say, $100. That's very little. Which business can you start with that? In fact, even if you put in that money and you and maybe you don't get serious, you won't feel hurt. But you need very little money, as just $100 to start a multi-billion business that is going to change your life. If you do not have that money, sell off that phone, sell whatever you have, or whether it's a bed, you sell it and get started. Ask the person who has invited you, what should I do? By the way, do not ask questions of the poor. Don't ask stupid questions. How am I going to do? If I fail? Those are questions to be for the poor. You do not need to understand everything. No. Just start today. Because of the decision we made in 2009, every year we are rest assured of a trip. Now from the family I come from, One time we are going to Turkey, went through Turkey. That was my first trip. With the team I had, let me tell you, when the company told us that we are going, I think about 2 months I was not sleeping properly. I would even wake up and but is it me going? Is it me going? I remember I boarded the bus to Kampala. You know, when we are traveling abroad, we just take ourselves to the head office, company head office, and the rest is Neolife. Neolife starts taking care of us when we reach there, when we reach at the head office in Kampala. Taking me to Entebbe, everywhere it is Neolife. So when the company was taking, for my first trip in air, when the company was taking me to Entebbe airport, one time we were going to Nairobi by road, and we are at the immigrations, and we found a pregnant woman. This lady messed us. This lady abused us. In fact, I had a friend who had a passport, and he had never used that passport. And this lady put him in cell for 30 minutes. But later they released him. Now, when I was going to Entebbe for my first time, and these things came in my mind, I said, oh, have you ever been in a situation where you got something which is very genuine, but you doubt it at some point? So when I was approaching where we clear from, I said, let me hope I have a very genuine passport. I was not myself. I went to the first counter, they got my bag that goes to the cabin. I saw they put it on my shin and it went. I said, now the signs of going started coming. I went to the next person, they put a stamp in my passport. I continued, I found myself in the plane. Now you know these instructions of the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. You're going to fly at this speed, it will be this height. I was not hearing all those things. I was dead. Questions were running in my mind. I was saying, oh God, had it not been in this business, who would pay for me? I would be going to see who. I did not get any instructions of the airplane. I think from Uganda to Turkey is 9.5 hours. It's 9.5 hours or 8.5 hours. The first 2 hours was not myself. First 2 hours. And when we reached, you know when you get out of the plane and maybe if you have some people who have come to pick you or you don't have, you get a taxi. I found Neolife. I found a Mzungu with a Kasain post. Neolife delegates. I said, oh, God is good. Dennis is also being picked at the airport. That is what Neolife has done for us. Neolife has put us on a different level. Neolife has made us special people. You know, even sometimes when you go to these offices, you sit and you see everyone rushing. Their personal development alone. You even get favors in these big offices. People look at you and say, they start working on you immediately. If they have been sleeping in office, they start working on you because of the people we have been able to grow because of Neolife. Ladies and gentlemen, if this business has worked for me, who didn't have money to join, what about you who's even on this call, you have the money to buy a smartphone? I am very sure that this business is going to work for you. We are now preparing. If you think we are just telling you stories, in May, we are going to Czech Republic, Europe. We have already started preparing. Together with my friends, we are going to go through Paris and connect to go to Europe. Now that's what Neolife has given us. We've gone to Dubai, we've gone to Mauritius, we've gone to all those places. So ladies and gentlemen, there's no better time to start this business than now. Don't even talk of tomorrow. Tomorrow is for failures. Start now and get started. The support system is there. In fact, you have come at the right time. Everything is in place. You can even sit in your home on your phone and make money. Everything is in place. The company has a website, an international website that is going to help you build your business on your smartphone. I normally ask young people, how much do you earn with that phone? They put data, put what? You find you buy an expensive smartphone, you put data, but you're not making any money. I tell them, sell those phones. My phone gives me my phone alone gives me about 2 million shillings, Uganda shillings, every month, just the phone. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this business has worked for us, I am very sure that this business is going to work for you. And you have come at the right time. You are with the right company, with the right people. Success must come. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much, Paul and Pascal, for giving me an opportunity to share with these people. May God richly bless you. Have a blessed night.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dennis. I can even see people are clapping because of the story that you have been able to share from the heart. And it's because Neolife truly, it has been able to change your life in a very big way, together with your family. Listening to you, it is clear that you have come from far, you are going far, and you have just begun your business. We are so happy for you to be able to come here to share your story with the people on the call today. If you're a guest, there is no reason. Dennis has been able to break it down. You have no reason why after this meeting you cannot join this opportunity. So I just want to thank Dennis so much. And then I just want to take us to Pascal to be able to close our meeting today. Thank you so much, Dennis. Pascal, close our meeting, please.
Yeah, Dennis, I must say that you really, really captivated the audience. I could see the reaction of the people whose videos are on. Alice, Lucina, Jovnari, Jacob, Daniel, all those people are very excited about your story. So I really appreciate the story you've shared with our prospects and our distributors. It's very heartwarming, and I think it gives people hope. I remember when I started the business, and one of the products that our company sells is soap. And they told me, Pascal, you're an engineer and you're selling soap. Now I can tell you we are selling hope. So Dennis, thank you so much about your testimony. I really appreciate it. You see, one of the things that the company Neolife has done is made the business very, very efficient to help you grow your business. When we had a lockdown in South Africa on the 26th of March last year, for 4 months we built our business without leaving the house, because you can order the products online, you can register new distributors online. When you start the business, the company creates for you your personalized website. It's called the back office, where you can monitor and manage your business. Training is done locally and internationally online. Delivery of products, the company contracts courier companies around every market we do business. Payment is done online or by mobile transfer. Payment of bonuses by the company is done by electronic funds transfer or mobile money. So the company has made this business very, very efficient and really fantastic to build. And one of the things that Dennis was talking about is traveling. Betty and I had the privilege in 2019 to attend the Ruby Orientation School in Johannesburg in South Africa. 4 days, the company pays for your ticket. 4 days of training, you tour Johannesburg, you go to very fantastic places. I remember we went to Soweto, in part of the famous places in Johannesburg. In 2017, distributors went to Abu Dhabi, and those are some of the leaders who attended the conference in Johannesburg. Now, if you're a guest, what do you need to do? Get back to the person who invited you. They'll give you an application form to fill. In South Africa, to register as a distributor is between 720 and 2,800. In Kenya is 7,620 or 9,280. In Nigeria is 20,600 naira or 26,500. In Tanzania is 145,400 or 178,400. In Uganda is 211,000 or 251,000 Uganda shillings. In the US is $99. In Sweden is 1,025 Swedish krona. In Italy is 64 euros, and in Ghana is, I think Ghana price has changed. I'll just give you the correct figures, but I think about a month or two ago it was 240 or 384 Ghanaian cedis. So if you're a guest, get back to the person who invited you. They will show you how to get started. But remember that success begins with a decision. You need to make a decision on whether you want to do the business. And when you make a decision, you commit yourself to growing the business. 4 things that are necessary for your success. 1, you need to know what you want. What is your dream? What is it that you want to achieve in your life? Number 2, you need to find out what you need to learn to become successful. That means you need to be teachable. Number 3, hard work. Hard work involves discipline. It involves having some courage. It involves being persistent in everything you do. Number 4, you need to have faith in yourself, in your sponsor, that is the person who invited you, and you need to have faith in the company Neolife. If you have these things going on for you, your success will be guaranteed as long as you work hard and you don't quit. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attention. I wish you every success in your life, and God bless you.
Thank you, Pascal. Thank you, Dennis. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.